Chad Johnson sentenced to 30 days in jail. God damn. You know, to back this story up, you know, this occurs all from the whole thing with him and Evelyn when he headbutted that bitch in the head, and you know she called the cops on him, where she probably provoked him from the jump. But at the end of the day, as a man, you gotta learn to walk away. You gotta learn to remove yourself from certain situations. That's part of being an adult. That's part of being a man. So you know he's just been in an uproar with his career and just his life in general. So today, you know, or the other day, I'm mistaken exactly what day it was. You know, he's in court, and white lady judge, you know, says, you know, thank your attorney. In other words, she was giving the attorney his props, like, yo, you came with some good facts, you came with a good case, and you made a lot easier for Chad Johnson. So, you know, Chad Johnson being happy and just him having his personality, you know, where he does things a lot of times and says things without thinking. You know, he takes his hand and you know, smacks his attorney on the ass. You know, in other words, saying, you know, good job. So everybody thought it was funny. People started laughing in the courtroom. The judge observes it that's what he did, you know, saw everybody laughing and everything, and said, you're not respecting the courtroom. I don't think you're taking this serious. So she goes ahead and gives him 30 days, but he was going to get probation. Now, you know, my whole thing with this whole situation is you cannot do what white people do. I've said that in many of my videos. The courtroom is not a place for a black man to find himself. I don't give a damn whether you fighting a parking ticket, you know, you got a jaywalking ticket, or you up for murder. It's not a good place for a black man to be. You know, I've been to court before for, you know, just traffic violations, and I get nervous, you know, because every time you walk in there, you never know how stuff is going to go. If they want to lock you up, they'll lock you up. That's just the way it goes. But for Chad Johnson to not be smart, and, you know, just like I said, you know, if he got happy about his attorney doing his job, hey, cool. You know, that's what you paying them all that money for them to do their job and to do it sufficient. But at the same time, you going to congratulate your attorney or whatever, or smack him on the ass or whatever. Do it after everything is over with. You have to learn how to think and observe what you're going to say and your actions as a man, especially when you're a public figure. You know, and you know, I say this a lot, you know, there's a price that comes with being famous, because a lot of times your privacy is violated. You have a public eye on you at all times. The cameras on you at all times. Everybody's watching what you're doing. So you have to be very cautious of the things you say, the things you do, and the people you hang around with, because all those things can be very detrimental to not only your career but yourself in general. And, you know, I just think that, you know, Chad should have been smart about this. You know, it was the same thing when he was with the, what team was that? Miami, and they let him go. You know, the coach told him, you got to tone it down. You're saying vulgar language. You're making comments that we feel like is putting a bad or a negative image on our organization, so you have to watch everything you do. And he went out there, continued to bullshit, continued to do stupid stuff, headbutted Evelyn in the head, and they were like, hey, we're done, because we don't want this type of stuff on our organization. You have to understand, you are black. You know, as long as you out there catching that ball and then, you know, making touchdowns and shit, and making that money and all that other good stuff, you cool. You the A-OK nigga. But at the end of the day, these people do not care about you. It's a business at the end of the day. So you have to be cautious of yourself and what you do and what's best for you as an individual. That's why, you know, I take my hat off to cats like Floyd Mayweather. Is Floyd Mayweather an asshole at times? Yes. Is he a ruthless business person? Yes. But at the same time, he understands his worth. He understands that, hey, Floyd Mayweather is going to generate tickets. He's going to generate millions of dollars to whether it was HBO, Showtime, or any other of these places that deal with the professional boxing sport. he generates money. So therefore he's like, hey, I'm not taking this fight unless you giving me millions of dollars, or you doing this for me, or this is in my contract. You know, and that's the way you have to be when you're a public figure. You know, if you're going to take all the ridicule and the things that come with you just being a black celebrity, you have to know your worth, and you have to put your foot down, and you have to be smart about all your decisions. But, you know, hey, I think it's bad. You know, I don't know when Chad Johnson is supposed to be doing this 30-day sentence, but luckily it's not close to the football season, which it still hurts him, because a lot of teams are going to be looking at like, okay, well, he's doing 30 days, and then, you know, we've already got this training camp going, because I believe training camp starts in June. So, you know, we already got that going, and then you gotta place players into the rotation and everything. So a lot of times they don't want to deal with people who, you know, are waiting to recover from an injury, or you got jail time to do like what this joker has to do. So, I mean, hopefully everything works out for him. But, you know, it's like every time you turn around, Chad Johnson is putting his foot in his ass, you know, or in his mouth, you know. And, you know, I don't know what else to say to this guy, but you got to be smart, and you have to start making better decisions, because these white people can't wait to lock your black ass up. You know, I mean, I don't know how blunt I can say it. And, you know, I think it was wrong. I think the judge basically got insulted, you know, when people started laughing and the attention was on Chad instead of her. I think she got offended by that. And, you know, it's almost like adding fuel to the fire. It was one thing him patting his attorney on the ass, but it's another thing when the whole courtroom is laughing and you have the power and the attention that judge wants. So, I mean, you know, it was wrong, but at the same time, you know, when you're a jackass and you don't know how to play your cards right, this is what happens, you know. For black people in this country, we playing chess. We're not playing checkers, and you got to know exactly what you need to do and how you need to operate here in this country. But I'm out, y'all. Y'all give me y'all feedback. Peace.